Okay, so you were about to do a project with some other people, and you anticipated that there could be complications based on your previous experiences. And so you did your positive thought work ahead of time, imagining how everything would go really well. But it didn't. Everything still blew up, and you want to know why. Well, it's a really good question because when people first start getting into metaphysics, sometimes they get results and sometimes they don't. You get excited when things do work, but then when they don't, you get confused and you get discouraged and maybe frustrated and you just want to throw it all away and you wish you never would have heard about metaphysics in the first place. But yet, a little voice inside says, there's something to this. And you want to believe it, but it's, grr. And so you say, I just don't get it. And so you throw your hands up and you say, why me? Save me, Lord, I'm a victim of myself. Well, welcome to the world of metaphysics, in the beginning anyway. Well, it really does work, but there's more to know possibly than what maybe you currently understand. It's really because you're still learning the basics, and there's more to take into consideration. If your understandings are only half-baked so far, you're going to get half-baked results. So let's take a step back here. We'll recap a little bit first and take a look at a few things. You've heard the idea that you create your own reality. Sounds good. You'd like to believe it. That concept seems to make sense to you. Should be true. But you can't really trust it because in your experience, you did everything right, at least you think you did, and you did it ahead of time, but it still went haywire anyway. So it sounds like there's a few pieces that are missing in your understanding. Let's take a look at some of this. What I hear you saying is you want to have a guaranteed outcome. You did your part, and now you want to have a specific result, and you want to have it the way you want it your way. However, if there's an expectation in the subconscious that's in opposition to your thoughts, you're going to get sabotaged. Now, we're going to come back to this in a few moments. Another thing we're going to look at is there's no such thing as a guaranteed outcome. We'll talk about that. And whenever other people are involved, that's still another consideration. Now, you're definitely on the right path when you use focused visualization with your mind, imagining the desired result. But what you may not have added to the mix would be feeling the emotion of the desired result in your body. You have to be able to feel it because that's what makes it real to your subconscious. If your subconscious doesn't believe it, it's not going to happen. No matter how much you try to convince yourself with your mind that it's going to be a certain way, if you have a hidden belief that's contrary being held in the subconscious will always win because it's more powerful than your conscious desire. If you have a history of disappointments in your memory banks, there's a part of you that's already anticipating another letdown, and you can feel that in your body if you tune into it. It's just that your ego is trying to convince you that you're not feeling it. However, if you could emotionally feel the end result the way you'd like it to be, that's what the subconscious is going to start to believe, and then you're going to be in alignment so that things can work. You could look at it like this. Your head wants to believe it, but your heart doesn't buy it. That's why you have to feel the desired end result in your body. The emotions have to be connected, combined with a clear mental focus on a successful outcome. Otherwise, you're not firing on all cylinders. So that's one factor. But now, let's look at a couple of other things. A guaranteed outcome is not the way the universe works. And that's because things are always changing. However, you can expect something good. It's just that it may not play out the way you were originally thinking. So why is that? Well, first let's look at synchronicity. Sometimes what you thought you were going to get may initially look like a horrible experience, but from your spirit's perspective, there is a bigger picture, and sometimes the hassle that you went through is exactly what was needed to lead you to a different set of experiences and an outcome that's even better. That's called synchronicity. Now let's look at another thing that can get in the way. You need to remain calm. Calmness is really important because when you go into upset, your brainwave frequency rises. It goes into the high beta range, which means you can't think straight and you start to become reactionary and ineffective. That's why people say take a deep breath and slow down. When you can relax into the tension and your brainwave frequency moves down to the lower beta or higher alpha state, then you're able to connect to your inner wisdom. You open the door to inspiration and creativity. And that's where you can start interacting with the situation instead of reacting to it. It starts to create a flow, and the dynamics of the situation shift so that the complications can be resolved. You can have a smooth reality in spite of complications. You see, we are the ones who complicate situations. And you say, but wait a minute, I'm not the one who complicated it. It was those other people who did. But you are the one who either reacts and makes it worse or remains calm and interacts to start to smooth things out. You see, you're still creating how you're going to experience reality. Nobody ever said that there wouldn't be challenges, but how you handle the challenges, that's up to you. Now let's weave this back into guarantees. The universe does not guarantee anything except continuous change, and you are one of the creators within it. But whenever two or more people are involved, everyone's energy is adding to the pot. So it's a co-creation of reality. Now, how you respond is the only part that you have control over. You don't get to change what other people do, but you do get to change how you react to what they do. People are going to do whatever they choose to do. Everybody has free will. You also have free will, and you can choose to be upset by what others do, or you can choose to allow yourself to go with the flow of whatever's happening and pay attention to your own energy and just do the best you can to help smooth things out. Because what's happening is you're creating stress within yourself because things aren't going your way. Notice I said your way, which means you're trying to play God. You don't get to control other people. What your soul wants you to learn about this is to control yourself, or more accurately, pay attention to yourself, because you create your own stress. Nobody does that to you. It's nobody's fault that you create stress in your own body except you. The life lesson is to look at yourself. Otherwise, you're externalizing. So, you can only be responsible for your energy. How you handle yourself within that situation is created by you. So you do create your own reality of how you experience something for yourself, in spite of what everybody else may be doing. You can believe something is an obstacle, or you can view it as an opportunity to be creative. But if you allow emotional panic and you play the drama card, you're going to make things worse. You're better off to choose to flow with the situation the best you can and allow your higher self to bring in inspiration. So the bottom line is there's just some more depth to be absorbed so that you can have deeper understandings around all of this. Then you'll be able to get more consistent results. I will advise, however, one thing. Keep learning, but try not to overcomplicate it. Just keep adding little pieces of wisdom as you grow, understanding it more and more deeply, in other words. Because we mostly talk about interferences, things that can block the flow. And yes, it's good to know that stuff. But there's also something to be said about keeping it simple. Too much focus on what gets in the way drags your energy down. And that's not what you want. So let me give you a relatively effective macro command approach to this. It's really simple. Feel the end result in your body and let synchronicity take you there. That's it. Now here are some quantum healing CDs that can help your metaphysical growth. The Divine Unfoldment CD is about accelerating your divine alignment, enhancing your flow in life, and bridging into enlightenment. It enhances synchronicity, opens new doorways to positive change, and unifies you with your inner essence. The Grounding CD is designed to reduce mental scatter and ground your creative visions into physical reality. It helps keep your energy calm, and it increases your future potentials. The Simplicity CD helps you streamline your life and relax into the flow. It reduces ego pettiness and stimulates emotional harmony. The Higher Consciousness Activation CD helps to shift limited belief systems and accelerate your higher consciousness. It raises your core vibratory frequency in order to connect with the higher realms, and it opens you to unknown possibilities. It's good for working with your guides and the angelic realm, as well as communicating with your higher self and your soul. The Joy CD helps connect you to your inner spirit and transform limitations into light. It strengthens your connection to spirit, it boosts your self-confidence, and it helps you remember the light within. Next, we have River of Light, which infuses your body with golden rays of light. It activates your potentials to bring out your hidden gifts, and it helps to sustain the divine light within. The Stillness CD establishes the essence of calmness within you. It stills the body and the mind for true harmony and tranquility, and it helps you to hear your innermost truth. The Left-Right Brain Integration CD works with balancing the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It assists with learning new information, and it promotes positive thinking. The Emotional Flush and Balance CD helps break through emotional barriers and flush out old emotional patterns, and it helps to restore tranquility and improves your self-worth. The Forgiveness CD helps with healing karma and increases your objectivity. It opens your heart energy, it improves your future possibilities, and it accelerates transformation.